What is up, guys? Flossy Missiles here. In today's video, I'm rebuilding that sliding door, installing reflectors, and doing a whole interior that's really cheap and really cost effective. Looks really great. So yeah, follow along. I'll be working on trying to get the sliding door back together and working. I got a new mechanism from Wolfsburg West. I just needed one part, but I could not find it anywhere except for in England, and it would have been $30 plus $20 for shipping, where I can get this whole entire new mechanism with brand new plastics and the locking wheel, springs, rollers. This was 80 bucks. So after I install this, I'm gonna go ahead and grease up all the bearings, clean all the bearings out on the top and bottom rollers. Right now, I am trying to get all this grease and grime out of there. So you can see there's like all kinds of built up crap in there. So I got some degreaser and a plastic little toothbrush. And I'm gonna go ahead and clean all this out. And this door is gonna be like butter. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this track right here is so clean now. I went ahead and sprayed degreaser down into this bottom track, whatever it's called. I'm gonna clean that out. Also, I gotta clean up the bearings and other little doodads on these. So here's on the door. I just sprayed a bunch of degreaser on there, so that's all sitting right now. And up there, which is the top of the door. And I gotta go ahead and re-grease the whole thing, and hopefully it'll slide back into place and work as it should. Here's the after. You can't really tell, but it's all cleaned out in there, and there's all the grime that came out of it. It was quite disgusting, really. It's actually really hard to get that grease. It gets like super hard over time, but I got most of it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and grease up all those fittings. Oh, I didn't even show you guys the other ones. They're not fittings, actually. They're like bearings and stuff. But I got them all nice and clean. A lot of brake cleaner, a lot of degreaser. They came out really good, and they all spin good now, and they're all good. So you can't really see, this one's kind of dark. But grease those back up, and hopefully this door will just slide right back on. Okay, door is back on. Let's see if it rolls smooth. My strategy with the grease is over greasing everything, and then, you know, roll it a couple times, let it do its thing a couple times, and then wiping off all the excess grease. And here's the final results of the new sliding door mechanism. Open smooth, locks into place. Closes good. So I'm stoked to knock that out. I'm not gonna start the next thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but body line's actually pretty decent for it too. So yeah, I gotta put that cover back on, obviously. But there's that new piece from Wolfsburg West. Look at that, brand new parts for a 50-year-old bus. How cool is that? Check out how obliterated this seat is. This one's not as bad, but this one is so shot. I'm gonna attempt to recover these. I got some TMI seat covers, and I already have some foam, some hog rings. So we'll see how they turn out, but these things are shot. Here's the aftermath after ripping down these two seats. This one's actually in really bad condition. Look at this metal is actually broken right here, so I'll have to weld that back together. This one's not so bad, but yeah, the driver one is so shot. What a mess. Hopefully I can get these covers on these things. It'll be a-okay. So this is the first step, is just getting burlap and your hog rings going all the way around it. Tuck all these in, obviously, and put a hog ring on it. Do it to the top and bottom. Here's another tip. It's nice to have these wire coat hangers around because you can use them in like upholstery, like all the time, and I never have them actually, so I always have to try to find someone who does. But they're like the perfect size, everything upholstery wise. Now let's reinstall these seats. Passenger seat hooks right here. And it's supposed to drop right in. Dropping in on that side. There's a big spider right there I don't want to mess with right now. I think I will anyways. Sorry, spider. Just killed the spider.
This video took a turn.
Yeah, I got pretty evil. Okay. It's locked in. Oh, dude. Basically like a Cadillac.
Woo.
Except for it's like the really dope, what's it called, the Brougham Cadillac? Brougham? It's like the Maybach or Mercedes or whatever. Come take it first, Ben. Oh, dude, this thing's got some cushion. You can't tell me you sat in a better bus seat than this one. Especially when you compare my Vanagon seats.
Yeah, it's super comfortable.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah, it's super nice.
The high density foam with the scrim foam, great combo.
It's really, really comfortable.
She's not just saying that either. So earlier today I picked up these reflectors from Lowe's. They were $2.50 for 2 of them. And a little life hack for you guys. Well, it's only a Volkswagen hack, not a life hack. But they are the same size as the original 68, 69. So these are 2-year only reflectors. There's only like 1 or 2 companies that make them new, and they're 30 bucks a piece. I got 2 of them for $2.50. So the other side, I'm gonna leave those ones because those look pretty cool, so they're pretty aged. But they're missing on this side, so I'm gonna go ahead and probably dole it up a little bit and drop it a few times. But I'm gonna stick these guys on there. I also have a little the backing piece for it. But yeah, way better than spending all that cashola. Okay, I'm just popping off the gasket for the fuel pump. There's the old fuel pump I just ripped off. I got a new one going in. This part's like 30 bucks from Wolfsburg West. The old one is leaking from the diaphragm on the inside, just, you know, ethanol in our fuels and whatnot. But dude, the person before me had just RTV'd the crap out of this thing. It was so hard to get off. Literally, it was like glued on. And then plus with it being an alternator, I didn't have much room to pull it up. I had to pull off the carburetor and everything. So we're getting this thing changed right now. I got some new gaskets gonna go on, and hopefully no more fuel leaks after this. So at the new fuel pump, you want to get a little finger of grease, a little finger's worth, and put it right on here. That's where that push rod, or that push rod, but I already put the push rod back in. That's where that sits. Got new gaskets on there, those are very important. I try to get all the RTV off as possible. It actually looks pretty clean, so I think we're going to be in business. Both the surfaces looking really nice. So everything seals up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, no leaks. So it's been real frustrating for me over here working on this bus, but I kind of came to something that's kind of good, I guess. I resealed like all the exhaust gaskets and all that crap because it was leaking, and I was like, dude, where's this exhaust leak coming from? I could not find it. I put new gaskets in the back. I went through everything, checked everything. Finally, I decided to rip off this head. I didn't actually rip off the head. I took the rocker arms off of it. They're right there, and the valve cover and stuff. And dude, can you see that last bolt right there? Right there? It's barely hanging on by like, what, 2 or 3 threads compared to the rest of them. So yeah, that's where my exhaust leak is coming from for sure. My head's actually like getting lifted up. I'm gonna try to retorque these all down and hopefully they stay and my exhaust leak goes away, because it was a fat exhaust leak. I started it and let it run just for a little bit. And every time I get on the gas, you could hear it, but you know, if you're not on throttle, you can't hear it. But super stoked to find that. I just did the valve adjustment on the driver's side as well. So the driver's side, passenger side, both the valves are done and adjusted to 60 thousandths on a little feeler gauge right here. Usually a 13mm and a flathead to do it on Volkswagen. It's really easy. And we're gonna go ahead and fire it up and see how it runs. Here we go, put this tripod right here. started, it just starts right up. And it's really quiet. The valves are all adjusted and ready to rock. So yeah, I should be able to make Big Wednesday. Big Wednesday is tomorrow.
Struggle bus.
Okay, so I'm about to wash this bus for the first time in probably like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years.
There must be some kind of way out of here. Say the joker to the thief.
It's about 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm stuck on the 5 freeway with a 405. There's the Irvine Porsche dealership. About to give you the reference. I have this beautiful bus right here with a blown apart tire. You guys can't see it, but trust me. Yeah, you guys can't see it. But there's a blown apart tire and that just comes with driving a Volkswagen. Or just being cheap and not buying new tires, but yeah, sitting on the side of the freeway right now waiting for AAA. Allie's here waiting too. I'm trying to stay as far away from the freeway as possible, but there's a freeway on this side of us. And then there's a freeway right in front of us, so both sides of us. Hopefully they get here soon. And we'll still make it to Big Wednesday. We'll go home and we'll put all the stuff that's in this bus into my van again, Westphalia, and we'll be good to go. But dang, dude, I'm not gonna get any sleep tonight because you wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning for the show, and it's already 2 right now. By the time the tow truck picks us up and we get back to the house, it'll probably be like 3:30. Get in the Westphalia, and you know, load all the stuff back in there. Probably leave my house at 4. Get to Big Wednesday, maybe at 5. We'll get there maybe right when this starts. We usually like to get there and park in San Clemente and sleep though. So, I don't know, it's not gonna work out tonight. But I don't know if you can see way over there, but there's like a fire going on. You guys probably can't see in the distance. It looks like a little orange light, but that's like the Trabuco Canyon fire. Dude, bumming. I was hoping I could take this. I've never taken an air-cooled Volkswagen to Big Wednesday. It's always been my vanity. I gotta fly. Whatever. Just yanked off the tire and check it out. Look at that thing. So I'm glad I pulled over immediately when I did, because that thing is blown out. I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of them off as well. So I'm guessing for most of this bus's life it's been parked with the passenger side in the sun, because there's the 2 passenger side tires that give me problems. So obviously here's one that we already looked at, the back rear, and even the front one. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's coming apart as well. So the 2 driver's side ones were actually okay. Big shouts out to my Uncle Scott. He hooked me up with these Yokohamas super van tires, and they're 14-inch as well. So definitely excited to get them on and get rid of these blown out tires. But I was excited how cool these all-terrains did look. But I'd rather not die and put on some good old super vans. So yeah, we're headed to the tire shop right now and get those put on. Was it eggs?
Eggs.
Eggs? Eggs got you? I wasn't planning on doing interior on this bus, but it looks like I'm going to do interior now. So as you already saw, the front seats got recovered, but for the back seat I'm probably just going to lay a Mexican blanket over it or something like that. But for the door panels, there's no door panels in there. I'm making my own door panels. I don't really like how I do it. if that's pretty funny, I don't know. But I use this really thin sheets of plywood. They're 10 bucks a sheet, 4x8 utility plywood. Yeah, you can get it from Home Depot. It takes about 2 sheets to do a whole bus. I've done a couple buses like this. The whole interior takes 2 sheets. And yeah, it doesn't necessarily look like stock or OEM or whatever. I mean, you can get it looking nice, but it's definitely not my favorite thing as far as interiors. Here's a panel I just cut out. It goes against that wall right there. And then this one goes right here. Of course, I'm gonna stain them all and run trim around them. But it's really cheap to buy like a full interior panel kit for a bay window bus. Right now, I think it's like $900. And so, yeah, you can stain it and cut it all out. You know, buy the wood, all that stuff, and get it done for less than 100 bucks easily. I'm probably thinking like probably like 60 bucks. You can do a full interior, and it's really simple. If you have templates or if you have panels to start out with, like this one was missing a lot of panels, but luckily I've had just like a few buses, so I've had tons of panels to like keep and save. So this is off another bus, but here's for the sliding door. You set it on the plywood, trace out with a pencil. You know, get all your flat pieces with the skill saw and switch over to the jigsaw for like the corners and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really basic from there. One of the harder parts is lining up the holes and like getting the holes to like match up with the holes in the car, like or in the interior panels. But I've used a few different tricks for that kind of thing, kind of just like not eyeballing necessarily, but marking on the door where it's at, putting the panel up to it and marking with a pencil. Doing that sort of thing. I've used a few different ways to fasten it on. Like you can use the normal Volkswagen clips. They sell them at Wolfsburg West. Or you can get like a drywall, the plastic screw insert pieces. Put all those inside the holes of your door and then run a screw with like a washer. That actually looks pretty trick. You can do riv nuts. You can do rubber well nuts. You can do a few different things to fasten them onto your door. This one actually already had aftermarket panels on. Like here's the panels that came off of it. Just trash. But whoever converted it into a camper back in 67, 68, they used regular like plywood like this. It's like even cheaper probably than what I'm using. So yeah, and it's all insulated in there too, which is actually pretty rad. But yeah, just don't be afraid to do it. Like literally these panels are 10 bucks. I always buy an extra one. You can do 2. Two of them can do your whole entire bus, but I always buy an extra because it's 10 bucks. And rather than stopping what you're doing to run back to Home Depot, get one more sheet because you know, farmed one edge of it, you can just, you know, grab your other panel. And plus it's always nice to have just an extra sheet laying around. You can use it for something in your life, I'm sure. Well, if you're like me, but I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna get to tracing and cutting these things out. Definitely not my favorite work. I'm definitely not like a woodworker or whatever they're called. I would like to be. It seems fun to like actually know what I'm doing, but I'm just freestyling out here. I have no idea what I'm doing. Turn out all right. We'll see. And here's 5 more pieces of the interior all drawn out. Can't really see it that well on camera, but everything's all drawn out and ready to cut. Just another side note is you want to cut on the inside line, not like on the outside, because when you lay the sheet down and you're tracing over or tracing around it, you're actually making it bigger than it originally was. So yeah, you want to cut on the inside line, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get to cutting. This part's not that fun. Go ahead and get all that kind of thing taken care of, all the round edges on everything, and it should be looking pretty good. Last night before it got dark, I went ahead and threw on some of this golden peach stain. I put with 1 coat, and it really makes this wood come to life. Here's the stuff I was using. Yeah, if you guys ever want to do it, it makes it look way better. And I actually already went ahead and I threw the front door panels on. They came out pretty good. I'd say like a 7.5 out of 10. I also picked up some rope from the Tractor Supply. It was $1.50 for the rope. I use those for door pull handles instead of the $20 ones from Wolfsburg West. Like I said, this is a budget interior in case you guys didn't know that already. But there's the finished look. Pretty dialed. And these are just screws with cap covers and yeah, you can pick those up at any hardware store like that. But yeah, fully functional. Fits super tight and dialed, looks nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the rest of them and I'll show you guys that. So here is the rest of the door panels all completed. Got these two ones behind the seats. They came out super dialed. You got the front ones, this giant one right here. There's one in the very back. There's a sliding door one, came out super nice. And there's one right here. I went ahead and carpeted it as well. This is indoor, outdoor carpet. You get from Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever. There's a piece of wood below it and you just kind of, you know, match the shape and rough it in and slowly trim it to size. But it came out super nice. It's really comfortable. It's really easy to clean up. I went ahead and recovered the rear bed section. This folds forward and, you know, takes over the rear seat. I recovered that with indoor, outdoor carpet and just used some staples for that. Turned out nice. This is a pad I made. This is inch high density foam and a 1/2 inch of scrim foam. Super comfortable. I'm 6 foot and this like fits me really nicely. So yeah, I'm super stoked on how everything turned out. I don't think I showed you guys the reflectors from the earlier clip, but here's the reflectors on the, these are the original ones, so this is the driver's side. And here's the ones that I did right there and right there. Came out pretty sweet, honestly pretty similar. I don't think anyone's gonna notice. So the interior is done. I'm stoked. My grandma made those curtains for me. She whipped those up real fast. And it's really comfortable, honestly. Like, I could totally live with this for what it is. And it's a cheap interior, so that's rad. It doesn't look too cheap either. But I hope you guys liked this week's video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more car content. That fire that everyone's been talking about, the Holy Gym fire, was like 10 minutes away from my house. I went over there and drove over there, and I got some footage of it. So check that footage out right now. I'm gonna play it right after this. And thank you so much for watching.
Keep my hands on myself.
That is so crazy.
Put them back up on the shelf.
That's so bright.